April 9th, 2025. English World News. Trump backs off tariffs, except for China. Axios. President Trump paused the sweeping reciprocal tariffs the U.S. imposed this week, saying dozens of countries had reached out to negotiate new trade deals. Why it matters? It's the relief global markets, U.S. allies, and many Trump advisors wanted, as fears of a global crisis mounted. But Trump kept 10% baseline tariffs in place while increasing tariffs in China to 125%. U.S. stocks promptly kicked off a ferocious rally, with the S&P 500 rising 7% in a matter of minutes. Catch up quick. Economists had warned Trump's tariffs could cause a severe global recession, and major investors warned of even worse, up to a possible economic nuclear winter. Trump announced the tariffs April 2nd, a 10% base global tariff as of April 5th, and sharply higher reciprocal tariffs on around 60 nations as of April 9th. The magnitude of the tariffs caught markets off guard and led some major Wall Street banks and economists to outright predict an almost immediate recession. Yes, but while Trump lifted most of the global duties, he raised tariffs on China to 125%, blasting the country for retaliating to his initial levies. His global trade war has shifted, for the time being, to a U.S.-China trade war. The world is ready to work with President Trump to fix global trade, and China has chosen the opposite direction, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said on X. Baseline global tariffs of 10% will remain in place while the higher reciprocal tariffs will be paused for 90 days, Trump said. What they're saying, it's about bad actors, and what we will see is some of the very early countries are China's neighbors, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said outside the White House. China is the most imbalanced economy in the history of the modern world, and they are the biggest source of the U.S. trade problem, and indeed, they are a problem for the rest of the world.